Hello everyone, I'm Becky Goldsmith with Piece of Cake, and I have gathered here in front of me the really most basic supplies you might want to have on hand for wool hand applique. I like soft fuse. I use it on the back of my applique shapes to hold the shapes in place on the block and to help to keep the outer edges of the wool from fraying. So soft fuse would definitely be in my stack of things I would want. This brown sheet on the underside is a goddess pressing sheet, and it's a big one, which is nice because it's very foldable. In fact, this is going to come to you folded because the tubes that this comes in, we can't mail them, and folding it doesn't hurt. But see how big this is? It means you can put it on your ironing board and cover both the back side and the front side of your block while you're working. Unless you're working on a giant block, in which case you might want two of these, but one big goddess sheet is usually enough. Teflon sheet, wonderful to have. In fact, with soft fuse, I definitely have it. You need wool, of course. If you are new to wool applique, a bundle like this rainbow roll that has lots of colors is a good place to start. See what you like, see what colors you're using, and then order more. But don't order hundreds of dollars worth of wool before you've given it a shot. Start small. Wool thread, and I like to have a variety of colors that go with the kinds of colors I'm using, because you can use, say, this same red on more than one of these fabrics. So buy some blendable colors that work with the kinds of colors you like to sew. And wool thread is very nice because it blends into the edges of your wool applique without sticking out and being showy. You can add stitches to be showy. You can always add embroidery or more stitches, but I have grown very fond of appliquing the wool down with wool thread. It's quiet, doesn't call too much attention to itself. I always use the Bowen number 9 crewel needle. It makes me very happy and works like a charm with this thread. If you need a needle threader, this one from Colonial is nice with these bigger-eyed needles. It has 2 ends. Each one has a wire. One wire is littler than the other for finer needles and bigger needles. So nice. I like the Colonial needle threader. And Karen K. Buckley's Shorter Perfect pins. They are good. They're really flexible. They are a little bit tricky to use. But if your wool is shifting on your block, these pins are nice. They're the ones I reach for these days. And lastly, if you need a dedicated scissor for cutting wool, this 6-inch scissor from Hovels is my favorite. I've got others. My bigger professional scissors from Kai are as good, easily, maybe a little better, but this scissor is less expensive than the professional scissor, and it works really well for wool. And the reason it does is because the blades are really fine, and one of the blades is serrated. It's a really nice scissor, comes with its own sheath. So that covers the basic notions. There are always other notions, but that covers the basics. And if you were looking for a project that you might want to sew, I would suggest Birds in Toyland. It has some wonderful blocks that are great in wool. So thank you for watching, and may you have many happy stitches.